vaccines, vaccinated parents.
Yes.
They're being born to vaccinated parents. They are now really weakly and sickly and are in hospitals. But listen, in as much as there's proof and data to show that this is happening, the United States Center for Disease Control, that is the CDC, is a captured agency controlled by nefarious criminal forces that seek to abuse and injure children, all in the name of public safety. So CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky is now pushing children to be injected with experimental technology that has already failed the adult population multiple times and proven extremely dangerous to the health of millions worldwide. In a desperate effort to sell expiring vaccines, Walensky falsely claimed that COVID-19 was one of the 5 top causes of death for children since 2020. Do you see it? Meanwhile, we have data that is showing that children that are being born to parents that have been vaccinated are the ones that are really sickly.
Yes.
But the CDC is coming now and giving us a cover-up to say that these children who have not been vaccinated are dying and they're sickly. So even if this claim was true, there is no safe and effective vaccine that prevents the disease in the first place. On June the 23rd of 2022, Walensky held a press briefing for the Biden regime promoting COVID-19 vaccines for babies. As more countries around the world halt COVID-19 vaccines for children, the Biden regime continues to push these clot shots into children. Both the Pfizer and Moderna trials showed poor efficacy. So the Pfizer trial showed more severe illnesses in vaccinated children than the unvaccinated. But have a listen to this deceptive lie.
Thank you for joining today's Director Debrief. COVID-19 vaccines are now available for children under 5. With this recent authorization from FDA and recommendation from CDC, nearly 20 million children are now able to get vaccinated against COVID-19. I know many parents with very young children have been anticipating this day. We now know, based on rigorous scientific review, that the vaccines available here in the United States can be used safely and effectively in children under 5. Vaccinating young children is a critical opportunity to protect them against hospitalization and death from COVID-19. Parents, I strongly encourage you to get your children vaccinated. If you have questions, talk to your child's provider to learn more about the benefits of this vaccine. We have taken another important step together in our fight against COVID-19 by making safe and effective vaccines available for our little ones. I hope all parents will take advantage of these life-saving vaccines and protect their children.
Let the house out.
Okay, so there we go. Vaccines in children.
It's again the same thing, because remember, like Pastor said, they are unrelenting. And one way to actually do that, if you look at the core ideology that is actually informing, which is eugenics. Remember, eugenics is the one that they actually say we are actually going to have the right kind of data using statistics. That means they are engineering the data. And you shouldn't expect any less from the CDC, because a few weeks ago, actually, the CDC was caught presenting data that was not actually true.
Nothing about the CDC is true.
Yeah.
Nothing about the CDC is actually true. Can you believe anything that they say? Even if they release something and say based on evidence, it can't be information that you can rely on.
And they've lied so much, and they don't have a reputation to such an extent that Biden is considering that whatever the function that the CDC has should come under the White House.
Yep.
Can you imagine that?
What happened was that they did a research. They did a public opinion research, not a poll, but there are many polls around the CDC, and none of them is good. I mean, none of them. They're all trash. Like, the trust in the CDC is down. But they did a public poll, and they knew it will marshal anything again through the CDC. We will not only get red states define us, the people in blue states will not care anymore, because trust in the CDC is down. So they wanted to rebrand it. They would not have changed the staff. They just wanted to rebrand, give it a new name, and put it
and
under probably
come back with the lies.
Under
Still come back with the same
But then
lies.
the fact that the trust has waned is an indication that people can see through the lie. And I mean, just look at it this way: beginning of this COVID-19 pandemic, children are not susceptible to COVID-19. Therefore, there's no really need for us to actually vaccinate them. Fast forward 2022, we now need to vaccinate the children because we are seeing that they're actually dying. They're prone. So what is okay? So there's information that people have actually developed a herd immunity, and it's part of the reason why the whole idea of lockdowns and everything is actually being scrapped, because people have actually fought this thing off, right? So what is happening with the children?
Okay.
Okay, because data is there to show you that the children are not susceptible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the you're assuming these people are well-meaning. I was trying not to use that word.
Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it.
I was trying
Let's go back to
I
it.
was trying not to use that word. But these people also believe in something. There are lies, there are damn lies, and there are statistics. It's a normal phrase used at that level.
Yeah.
There are lies, there are damn lies, and there are statistics. That means, you know what? We know we want to lie, but we have to make this lie statistical.
Oh.
So they know at this level it's not misinformation.
Yeah.
Now that we know the definition and we're using the same definition, it's not misinformation. It is disengineered disinformation at a global, at a cosmic state.
Yeah.
They do it at that level. So don't think that what about that child? No. As a matter of fact, they changed the yardstick for measuring the efficacy of vaccines. You know, previously, you stop trials if it doesn't work to this level or if it kills even one person.
Yeah.
But now, Pastor played it, and you heard that guy. Now they're just like, okay, this number of deaths is not statistically sufficient to prove that we should stop trials.
So, what's going to become of these children that now children that are being born to parents that have been vaccinated? I think of a situation in Brazil with the dengue fever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at the creed of children that were born during that time. Look at the creed of children that were born, and they still wanted to get rid of them because they looked the way they looked and the way they were.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't like it. They still tried to get rid of those children. Now think about it. This is a world, not only just Brazil, this is world over.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of children are we going to see here?
It's a kind of children they want. Now, humanists and eugenicists, let me go with eugenicists this time, they have a problem with this conversation we're having. We're not believing. How can they tell us something and we don't fear? How can they tell us to look at deaths and we're not scared? So how about we create a new generation? You know, these guys can fight for generations. How can we create a new generation that can that have less impedance to our own version of the truth? These guys are just, this group of people, especially those ones that call themselves Christians, they're too heady. They don't listen. They act like they know everything. They don't like it.
Wow.
So what if we produce a frail generation?
Yeah.
To
that will
convince people.
need us every single time, that we
No,
heed
not
us
even
every
to
single
convince
time.
people.
Not to convince people.
Because like
that will
right
obey.
now, what is happening to those children? Because remember, if we are looking at the fact that the mRNA actually gets and changes something in your DNA, remember your child is actually an extension of your DNA.
Yeah.
Essentially, they are getting to where they can actually have that observed without necessarily causing the kind of noise that people
Yeah.
were making about getting vaccinated. First of all, imagine if it could just change something in you, and then it has done the same in your child before you even actually gave birth to them, and you even introduce vaccines again on top of that to further do what you want to actually do. Because if you remember, the older generation already has so many things that they've got qualms with, which is why they're actually going for young children. Can we experiment starting with the one that are being birthed?
Wow.
Is it possible?
No,
That's
why
what
can
we
we
saw.
do? Think about it. Why is the new strategy for spreading LGBT? Now, previously, LGBT was spread through informations and entertainment, then activism. Those three, and they brought the activism under human rights.
Yeah.
So, but people are still having problems. People like me are still talking that Jesus can fix it. So what do? Let's groom. So grooming, the concept of grooming just started less than 5 years ago, where they prepared curriculum and say, let's put it in the heart of these children from their K-12 level. So what's the goal? The goal is by the time he's 18, I don't have to argue with him why he should be gay. He's already gay.
He's already gay. All right, so we have to say our goodbyes for now. We'll continue with the conversation after prayer, but right now we are going into prayer with our dear man of God, the president of Love War Incorporated. It's going to be a great time. Make sure you participate in prayer, okay? Don't just say we are praying. I always say this because I want people to hear. So don't say we're praying, but you are actually not praying. So we have to all be praying. So have a great time as we make tremendous power available and, of course, cause a shift in the spiritual realm. And we will see you right after back here at Chronicles of Prophecy. So God bless you.